It brings up a question. Do you have earthquake insurance? Only about 1 million Californians actually do.
And some of them are seeing their premiums skyrocket. A viewer in Anaheim Hills says his increase is actually mind-boggling. NBC4's consumer investigator right over here, Randy Mack, joins us now with his story. Randy.
That's right. This is all about earthquake risk assessment, and the California Earthquake Authority says that our viewer's increases places him among a very small subgroup of policyholders whose rates have skyrocketed because of scientific data that says the location of his home in Anaheim Hills is now at greater risk for an earthquake.
Every night from the backyard you can see the Disneyland fireworks, which is really very fun to do.
The views from Charles Bertocchini's front yard aren't bad either, but he says the increase in his earthquake insurance rate is just ugly.
In December 2019, I got my bill and it increased by 400%.
Bertocchini has had earthquake insurance for the 30 years he's owned his home, paying a rate of $375. It's now more than $1,500.
Did you get any explanation as to why it increased so much, or did you just receive the bill?
I just got the bill.
And the I-Team got the reason from the California Earthquake Authority's director, Glenn Pomeroy.
This thing is called USERF, a Uniform California Earthquake Rupture Forecast.
USERF is a study that helps scientists predict an area's risk for earthquakes over the next decade or so. Pomeroy says Bertocchini is one of only 50 homeowners statewide with a 400% rate increase. Based on science, his home is at greater risk for an earthquake.
He had very inexpensive insurance for a long time, and that for him that was good. Now we understand that the risk in his area is much greater than previously understood.
It doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
So the I-Team went to Caltech to speak with Morgan Page, a geophysicist with the U.S. Geological Survey who worked on the study. And regarding the scientific basis for Bertocchini's rate increase,
I don't know of any scientific reason why the hazard would have changed based on our model by such a large amount.
The easiest way to understand the risk assessment on this map is by color. Orange and red means greater risk. Blue and green means lower risk. Yellow means minimal change.
Anaheim Hills is right about here. It's mostly an area that's yellow, which means not much change.
In fact, most of SoCal hasn't seen much change in its earthquake risk.
His home, it must be a fairly nice home. It has a reconstruction value that's twice the average reconstruction value of our million policyholders.
Now that's a fact. Bertocchini says his home's estimated value is $1.2 million. He got it for less than half that 3 decades ago.
I had another house. The gentleman that was selling this house needed to sell it, and I was able to put together a trade where I gave him my other house and some cash.
If not for a sweet deal, he couldn't have afforded this home back then. And now
I have health issues. I'm retired. I'm on a fixed income.
He has no pension. He's in his 2nd year battling cancer, and his earthquake deductible is now over $121,000.
Do you have $120,000 liquid cash right now that you wouldn't have to cut into? I mean, that you
no, who does?
Pay for it?
I mean, who does have $120,000?
He says he'll find a way to pay the rate increase, but like the value of his home, he says the rate should have increased gradually over time.
I just think it's unfair. I don't care what size house I live in. It's unfair to have a 400% increase.
The U.S. Geological Survey says their job is the science. They're not involved in policy or how the California Earthquake Authority uses the science in setting rates. But here is the bottom line. Earthquake insurance is optional. It is not mandatory, so understand that if you purchase it, no matter how you set your deductibles or premiums, know that they could go up or down based on the science or the estimated reconstruction cost for your home. As always, if you have a consumer problem you can't resolve, I've got your back. Just go to NBCLA.com/Randy and fill out our form. Kath?
Randy, thank you. New video shows